Hello, friends. My name is Lena. I am a history major with too much or too little time on her hands, and these are some reflections on politics as just performance. The idea of politics of performance sees the unique power or political power performance holds in disrupting normative demands. Many recent campaigns and presidencies have been marked by the simultaneous blurring of reality and performance and this idea of spectacular absurdity to both challenge and give way to the politics of performance. We need to move beyond the separations of performance and politics, or performance and reality, towards an understanding of these political performances to include the audience members, or us, the public, and in a way of which where we must recognize ourselves as part of and integral of these performances. Politics has become one of theater because it asks how can you communicate to working class Americans that you are representative of them. For example, both performing and disavowing the presidential, many candidates mock their opponents left and right as nothing but makers of bad theater, and also frame their liberal democratic theater or Republican conservative theater within their own fresh populist performance, articulating the refreshing difference between the two, and thus utilizing performance as a model of political power. Many candidates have continued these motifs of difference, unconventionality, and change in their campaigns through absurdity in tweets, memes, and comments, and audience continue to be entertained by this performance. The politics of performance supports the containment of performance arts and politics, of reality and fiction, and there's an impossibility in connecting them. But I say that this impossibility is extremely dangerous, especially when the audience, we, fail to recognize and locate ourselves within this performance. And yet, paradoxically, the performance of being able to communicate to everyday working Americans living paycheck to paycheck who are valid in being concerned about the state of our economy, anxious about employment, and other modes of bread and butter politics reveals the potent and efficiency and efficacy of the language of populism. The mechanisms that propelled certain candidates' campaigns centered on appealing to populism through has made many presidencies a reality to us. Its audience members and the American and the global public whose insistence on the non-reality of certain campaigns and the non-reality of the lives of its audiences that it appeals to has made these performances into a reality. Instead of continuing a coastal elite perspective or the ivory tower of politics, what does it mean to meet Americans where they are? What stories they think represents them accurately? And the realities of communicating what most working class Americans live through day to day beyond just performance.